I am a man of science, not society. Now go study my brilliance. Go!
If you enjoy science and great storytelling, we've got you covered.
To science!
To science!
This is the Relativity Series from LA Theater Works and the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, bridging science and the arts in the modern world.
If we don't find a way to push the value of his life down, the whole airline goes bye-bye.
Yeah.
If I can't get his life valuation up, there might not be anything left after the vultures are done.
Well, you're gonna get it.
This is LA Theater Works. I'm Susan Loewenberg. One of the world's wealthiest men has died in a plane crash. The insurance company representing the airline assigns math genius Mitch Bloom to the case to minimize their payout. But Mitch finds himself facing a formidable opponent in Ida Watkins, a small-town actuary who challenges his ideas about the value of human life. And now, Life on Paper by Kenneth Lin, directed by Rosalind Ayres, starring Kevin Daniels, Seamus Dever, Sarah Drew, Summer Spiro, and Mark Jude Sullivan.
$300. And check it out. What? I've done more steps than that. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, what do you say now? Oh, well. Here we go again.
Here you go, sir. Which tea would you like?
Thanks. Do you have white tea?
White tea.
Like super high in antioxidants tea.
This is a new box, so they're supposed to have everything.
They usually don't have it in the assortments.
Looks like they don't. We got Lady Grey. How about that? People always seem surprised that we got Lady Grey.
Green tea, just the regular decaffeinated, no flavors.
Sure. Here you go.
Thanks.
That's some breakfast you got there, with the wine and all.
Put it on room 801.
Sure.
Are you closing up the buffet?
Just about.
Can you keep it open a little longer, do you think?
I mean, if you don't mind that the sterno's dying.
Oh, there he is. Thanks. Ivan?
Hey!
Good morning, sir.
Hey!
So, can we keep the breakfast open for another,
Sure. Take
like
your time.
20 minutes?
That's fine. Coffee?
Yeah.
8:01, and 6 more breakfasts.
6.
Actually, 2 adults, 3 kids. Is 10 still a kid?
Sure.
Cool. 3 kids and a little baby. I don't think the baby will need anything.
2 adult breakfasts should cover it.
Are you sure these kids can eat?
6 adult breakfasts.
Sure thing, sir.
8:01. 6.
No problem.
You know the baby's not on solids yet, right?
The more we expense, the more they think they bought.
If that's cool.
It's cool.
All right. Hey, Mitchie! Long time.
Yeah.
Everyone says hi.
Oh?
Yeah. We all went home for a little bit because Sasha's daughter was in a play.
Right.
I'm late, I know.
It's fine.
I know. I'm sorry. It's a million miles of nothing to get here, and every kid had to pee like 10 times, and all at different times.
Yeah.
I try to be like, you just peed. No more water until dinner. But they suck it out of the air through their kid gills.
Taking a plane, that's what in advance is for.
Girls wouldn't leave the Winnebago. It was going to be mutiny.
Let's see your socks.
Come on.
Uh-huh. Cuffs. These cufflinks come with the shirt.
Well.
Take off your jacket. Okay. Where'd you get the shirt?
TJ Maxx. White collared shirt. French cuffs.
Here's your coffee.
Thanks.
No problem. Great tie.
Thanks. See?
She's a waitress at a breakfast buffet.
I didn't hear her say shit about your tie.
I guess mine wasn't designed by Jerry Garcia. You take my cufflinks and give me those plastic things.
Here.
I take you suit shopping, but it'll take us 45 minutes just to get to a JCPenney. Schedule for the whole week is on your new phone. Here. And it's unlimited.
Bro!
Where are they? I thought the girls were hungry.
Oh, I told them to wait.
Sterno's dying.
I told them we had to talk. You know, business first, because you know when they see you, they'll be all over you.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I got them Nintendo Wii.
What?
Here's my key. I'm in...
801. Yeah, I got that.
It's on the bed. I didn't wrap it.
You didn't have to spend all that money.
Well, it's been a lot of Christmases since I got them something.
They don't care.
Yeah. Well, I got it.
You get any games? The twins like Zelda?
I got like 10. I'm sure there's a Zelda in there. It's all on the bed.
Awesome.
And there's a Godiva for Lisa, too.
Awesome, man. So, do I pass?
I'd iron the shirt. The shirt looks like it just came out of the package.
Oh, shit.
You got time to steam it. Before our 11 o'clock. Just turn the hot water on in the shower and hang it up in there.
What's at 11?
Face to face with the other side.
All the way out in the boonies?
Shit goes down, everybody comes out of the woodwork. You'll see.
Hey, I hope you're not expecting me to be you, because
You can do this job in your sleep.
Right.
You know how bad Americans are at math? You did 6 years of elementary school in the Soviet Union. You were doing this shit in kindergarten.
Huh.
If you're bad, I'll make you stand in the corner, smack you with the slide rule, and say you are ruining the wheat harvest.
I swear it wasn't me.
Yeah, the wheat harvest is fucked. So you run those numbers for me? I'm meeting Mike Ramos tomorrow. I want to be able to talk about baselines.
Sure, Lisa drove, so I could do it.
Lisa drives the Winnebago?
Here's the paperwork.
Thanks.
She parallel parks that thing like a limo driver.
That's great.
This is a really big deal for us, Mitch.
Yeah, it'll be great.
I mean, what are you going to do? I got 4 kids, and I'm hitting 207 against lefties. They were cutting me for sure.
You gave it a good shot.
Coach got transferred to AAA. The new guy didn't even bother learning my name. Forrest Jackson, you heard of him?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty hot shit back in the day. Astros, perfect swing. Never got fat. Still looks good in a uniform. Anyway, big deal for us. Still, it's kind of a mind fuck, though, huh?
Huh?
I mean, that's a lot of dead people you're crunching over there.
88.
Yeah.
88 out of 70,000 that die every day.
Yeah.
One day, it'll be you. One day, it'll be me.
Yeah. You've got hell of a job here.
Yours now, too.
God knows I couldn't keep dragging 4 kids around AA in a Winnebago.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As far as baseline goes, I think you're coming in too high on like 87% of these. Client would never go for it.
Right.
According to you, 9 out of 9 bad babies on that plane grew up to live past 90.
Right.
That's impossible.
Okay.
Right now, average life expectancy in the U.S. is only 78.7 years. Just looking at it, it says here that one of these babies has a parent and 2 grandparents who are left-handed. I can turn left-handedness into 5 years off the top, easy. Maybe 7. And this flight took off out of kielbasa cheddar country. I'll bet you're going to find metabolic syndrome in at least 70% of these families. You got to account for that.
Sure. Sorry.
Bottom line, these lives are not worth this much.
Right.
I'm sorry, Ivan. They're not.
I used the program.
If they could just use the program, they wouldn't need us.
Right. Oh, okay.
First time is always weird.
Yeah.
But everyone dies.
I know.
Everyone dies.
But not everyone.
Yes, everyone.
Right. But not in a plane crash because the airline was skipping maintenance checks, right?
I had a billionaire flying coach on that plane, Ivan.
Right. Hank Baylor.
Mr. 63rd richest man in the world. You know what that means?
I mean, I guess it means...
The other side is trying to get a payout of billions. That's his family. That's his business partners. That's his shareholders. Hell, our 11 o'clock is the charitable trust for a freaking savings and loan he used to manage. Everyone's got their hand out. And if we give any of them an inch, it changes all the numbers, top to bottom. Actually, if we don't find a way to push the value of his life down, the whole airline goes bye-bye.
Yeah.
The airline goes bye-bye.
Okay.
Maybe even the insurance company goes bye-bye, and we are out of a job. We're out in the cold.
Shit.
You want that?
No.
Hank Baylor was a big famous investor, started his career at Lehman Brothers, you know?
Okay.
So he was probably caught up in all that shit that just caused the financial crisis.
Yeah.
No one on that plane was a perfect saint.
I know.
So we are not taking what anyone is due. We're actually getting it right.
Totally.
So, let's try to run these numbers one more time. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Michael. She'll need these for gymnastics today.
Hey, no problem.
I just didn't know who else to call. My mom's sick, and, well, it can be really hard to get a meeting with these guys, you know?
Did you tell the school it's me picking them up today?
Yep. I talked to Miss Jenna. She's happy to see you. Right. Well, it'll be such a nice surprise for the girls. Lori's had a lot of questions about how this is going to work.
Well, now we know. Dad can be here whenever they need me.
Yeah.
I saw a bald eagle when I was coming down this way.
No kidding.
Haven't seen one around here. It was really, something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how's it going?
What? Me? With me?
Yeah.
Well, what do you know about Riemann's hypothesis and quantum dots?
I don't know. Since I had that bad trip in Santa Fe, I never really messed with quantum dots.
Never mind.
Sorry.
It's going great. It's fine. I'm just doing a crash course in high-order mathematics here.
Cool.
Cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Girls say you've been at work a lot?
It's this Hank Baylor thing, you know, there's just so much to sort out.
Who are you meeting with today?
Forensics economist.
Sure.
Forensics economists, they're these people who, someone dies and they figure out how much their life is worth.
Why?
So that the wrongful party knows how much to pay to the families.
Serious?
Yeah. Sometimes it's other beneficiaries.
Can you believe that shit?
Well, there were 88 people on the plane with Mr. Baylor. Should the airline pay each of their families billions of dollars?
Exactly. Like, yeah, right? In a perfect world?
I'll visit you there.
How do they do it?
What?
Figure out how much a person's life is worth.
Algorithms, computer programs, they take all the pieces of information from your life, how much you make, how much you save, how long they think you'll live, and they run it all together and they come up with a number.
Sounds up your alley.
It's pretty interesting, actually.
I'm sure.
The person I'm meeting today is like an expert in how to make people's lives worth less.
Sounds like a great guy,
Well, it's more complicated than that.
if you say so.
He's a genius.
That's cool.
No, like a real genius, child prodigy and everything.
All right.
No, he sees things that no one else can see. The whole picture from the littlest point. You tell him what your heart rate was on your wedding day, he'll tell you the month you get divorced. Sorry, that's an exaggeration.
Like Surratt.
Right.
Pointillism. Look close, step back, look close.
Right. In this case, the canvas is try stepping back to infinity.
Always.
Yeah. So that's, so chance, systems, that's Ramsey theory, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. And you're going mano a mano with him fighting over Hank Baylor's billions.
No, I'm fighting him to assert that Hank Baylor's life was worth billions, so that the insurance
Exactly,
company...
that's what I'm saying.
No, actually, you... Right, exactly.
That's really something.
Well, Mr. Baylor promised us $50 million for the community trust. I gotta make sure we get it.
No shit.
Yeah, but we're last in line. If I can't get his life valuation up, there might not be anything left after the vultures are done.
Well, you're gonna get it.
Yeah,
I know you will.
that's right.
Want to do me?
What?
Do my life?
Oh, okay.
Sure, come on.
Really, Michael?
Come on, it'll be fast. My life ain't worth shit.
Okay. Okay, well, I know your age, your height, Did you lose weight?
I don't think so.
Okay. And, well, actually, I'd really need to go back and look through our tax returns, you know?
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
No, I mean, it's not that simple. I can maybe work on it this weekend. Well, no, actually, I have the girls this weekend, so next weekend?
Sure, whenever you get to it.
Sorry.
It's just for shits, right?
So, thanks for coming down, but I've got to get back to work here.
Sure thing. Here, in case you can make it.
Oh, yes. The girls told me you got a show.
Jane set it up.
That's wonderful.
It's a real gallery on South Kinnickinnick and everything. Now, I know Milwaukee's a hike from here, but...
I'm going to try, Michael. I really will.
Okay. Okay. I'll text you when we're at the house.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks again.
It's all new stuff.
I'll try. Yes. Okay, send him in. Mr. Bloom?
Yes,
Ida Watkins. Nice to meet you.
thank you. This is my associate, Ivan Blumenthal.
Bloom and Blumenthal.
We're cousins, actually.
Cousins. How nice.
Ivan will be assisting me with some of the other cases.
So sad.
Sad.
You guys have a tough job, I'll give you that.
Oh, well, tough's our specialty.
I'm sure. Well, here's my card. Call if you need anything.
I'll do that. Thanks.
I'm sorry. Was I not...
Ivan's really brand new.
Oh, right.
I just got in.
We really like to make sure it's just senior level people talking to each other.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
I was told that you had some documents for us to vet.
I do. My assistant has them. Is that okay?
Sure, Ivan can collect them from her. It's just, you can always call me directly if you need anything. Here's my card.
Thank you. Thanks. Well, she's right outside.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Same to you. Working with your cousin. That's fun. Were you two close as kids?
Pretty close, yeah.
I was really close to my cousins. We raised silky chickens for the 4-H. Have a seat.
Thanks.
I appreciate this. I know this is not the way this usually goes, am I right?
Every process is different.
But you're usually going up against some other genius-level PhD in some hyper-cerebral chess game, isn't that right?
It's a little more like a game of chicken. So you might actually have a leg up.
Oh, that's right. That's funny.
You worked for Mr. Baylor?
I worked for the bank he started here. I'm an employee of Lansingville Savings and Loan, but he was a real mentor to me. And one of the lessons he gave me in a negotiation is that you have to be negotiating over the same thing, right?
Business affairs for his corporation don't want me to talk to you.
Well, they're just mercenaries in from Chicago. None of them knew Mr. Baylor, and their valuations are way off.
I know, they're coming in pretty high.
No, sir. They're coming in way low.
How do you figure?
It's all right here.
What was it you said you did for Mr. Baylor?
I'm the actuary here.
Right, that's
I
right.
estimated risk for Mr. Baylor's various interests.
Right. So, where's your estimate in all of this?
Here.
Huh.
It's a fair number.
For the gross national product of Paraguay.
That's less than the GDP of Paraguay.
Barely. I was kidding. But barely.
The 63rd richest man in the world died on that plane. You can't get around that.
Mm-hmm.
He was making a lot of smart and profitable investments.
Mostly out here.
That's right.
Who knew Gerald, Wisconsin was such an economic engine?
I might be surprised at what you find if you actually look.
Maybe what I'll find is actually early onset dementia. Did Hank Baylor seem himself when he got on that plane?
Huh.
Dementia comes with a number of well-established comorbidities, as you know.
Why don't you let me show you? You came all the way out here.
Show me?
Let's shoot straight. You're here to uncover him, right? To find the thing that makes him worthless.
That's an oversimplification.
This is home. This is where Hank grew up. You want to know the man to set his worth? This is where you start. Only thing you're risking is that I'll show you that Hank Baylor was worth a whole lot. But you don't have to worry about that. All you've got to do is close your mind.
Why not?
Good. I'll drive.
Let's go.
After you. I'll just get my purse.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side. Hey, where's my backup?
I don't know this part.
Oh, it's the best one. The horse was lean and lank. Misfortune seemed his lot. We got into a drifted bank, and then we got upside. Oh,
No one knows this part.
come all ye faithful.
Wait. I thought no more singing at the top of the hill.
Well, we made it to the top. We gotta be joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye.
Okay. We're joyful and triumphant.
You look joyful and triumphant.
It's official.
You're in pretty good shape. Most people can't make it up here. What do you think?
I think as far as family traditions go, this is a pretty odd one.
Oh, you don't charge up giant hills singing Christmas carols where you're from?
Can't say that ever happened in my family.
My father took one of those crazy walk across Scotland vacations every spring, so this was training. He'd make us carry copper pennies in our pockets for extra weight and march us up this hill.
Sounds like a blast.
Well, to get the full experience, we should climb the radio tower as well. I used to sit up there for hours. Isn't that just the most beautiful view? You should see it in the wintertime. It's cold, but it's the view. See that over there? Those are Del Martin's solar panels on all those farms. You can see the moonlight on them. I saw I got your attention today.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even think it was worth applying for patents. Mr. Baylor convinced him to do it. Widower, broke, drank too much. Hank yanked him back to life by his bootstraps. Now, Dell's installing his solar panels all over the state right when Obama's talking about helping with subsidies for solar energy.
That's not growth, that's a subsidy.
Oh, tell that to J.P. Morgan. Now who's naive? Green is green, and that's just one instance of how Mr. Baylor was helping people around here.
I think that's great, but I don't know what you want it to mean for me.
Your job is to shrink the value of his life. My job is to assert the fullness of it, don't you think?
My job is to make the most accurate assessment. Besides, I'm not the one who makes the judgments at the end of the day. You know that, right? I just give an opinion.
An opinion that holds a lot of sway because your methodology is brilliant. I mean, it's wrong, sadly, hopelessly misguided, but your valuations, the way you achieve them is brilliant.
Thank you.
And generally life mitigating.
Sometimes things aren't worth as much as we like to think they are.
At the very least, perhaps I've impressed upon you the fact that Hank Baylor was not an anonymous figure on a spreadsheet.
I don't use a spreadsheet.
This was a man who was connected to other people, and other people felt connected to him in really profound ways.
That's great, but my client can't possibly be responsible for the value that Mr. Baylor had to everyone he ever met, right?
Yes, but if life's a big equation, you gotta consider all the variables.
And then have a reason to exclude the variables that you exclude.
I don't know about you, but I want some cheesecake.
Does it decrease his life worth because he supported businesses that are clogging the arteries of half the country?
You should really try some. I mean, this is Wisconsin. We're geniuses with cheese. I don't care what they say about New York cheesecake.
No, thank you.
Think you're gonna live forever? Here, that's an occupational hazard for you guys with your little pedometers and your red wines for breakfast. I mean, newsflash, my friend.
Okay. I will try some cheesecake.
It's better with organic microbrew made by the old ladies who got together when the mop factory closed down. God, could they have loved you anymore? Here you go.
That's good.
See? We haven't even talked about hedonistic damages.
Ugh, that's because no one values how much they like their life correctly.
Still, you haven't accounted for the loss of pleasure that Mr. Baylor experienced.
Nor the loss of pain. Besides, he's dead. He's not a beneficiary.
I'm just saying, what if your whole system is wrong? What if your life mitigation factors are precisely the things that made his life, any life, worth living?
Care to share some examples with me? Things that might not be in the file?
Not biting.
Cuban cigar habit nobody knows about? Crystal meth? Thai hookers?
No.
Did he chase you around the desk? Men with more testosterone are more likely to have heart attacks and prostate cancer.
I don't appreciate that.
Sorry. There's just nothing that you're saying to me that I don't know already.
Okay. Sorry to bore you.
That's not it either. It's just, you're not going to say some magical thing, and I'm not going to give up some magical secret that your side can use. A couple of minutes from now, you're going to ask me to come up on my numbers, and I'm going to say, I am sorry, but the numbers say what they say.
That wasn't what was going to happen. The magical things part.
I'll look at your estimates, all right? At the very least.
Thanks.
From what I saw, you have interesting ideas in there.
Thanks.
And the work is very, it looks like good work. You have a good sense of the numbers. Have you always liked numbers?
No.
They like you. I do. You can see that.
Yeah, right.
You're on the wrong table.
Come again?
Your numbers. They're really, I am not easy to impress. They could work, but you've got his age wrong. He's older than the numbers that you're starting with. Puts you on the wrong future earnings table.
Thanks. Thanks for letting me know.
You can have everything right, but it can be that one little thing.
You could have let me walk into a trap.
I like your numbers.
When I met Mr. Baylor, I was selling knives for one of those pyramid scheme companies, and my car broke down, and I came to the savings and loan for a loan to get it fixed. And Hank took out a pen and paper and showed me why he couldn't risk giving me a loan, that I was going to need to sell knives to millions of people to make the numbers make sense. There aren't that many towns to drive to, Ida. I signed up for an actuarial class that spring, and I started thinking in ways I never thought of before. It was comforting. Finally knowing numbers, the thing that other people get to know but you don't. It's comforting for a person like me. Like I never had comfort before. I know that must sound really stupid to you, Mr. Math Prodigy and all.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think I understand what you mean by comforting. When you start out, the numbers are just the numbers, and they do what they do with or without you. That's comforting. But then you start realizing they go out to infinity. You realize that the number that answers every question in the world is with us all the time. It's just too big for us to understand or imagine it, but it's wrapped around us like a coat, like a skin. But then, God, what's out there that we don't even understand, that we'll never understand? That it's, can I trap it so that I can see it? Then it's, can I stretch myself to see infinity? And then once you get there, it's, can I explain it so that someone else can see it? And by then, you've pulled and twisted it so much, you start to wonder if numbers are just some trick that we invented to create some kind of bullshit order in an orderless world. And then,
Like an artist. It's like being an artist.
Everybody's always trying to equate artists and mathematicians.
Really? I never heard anybody say that.
Well, they do.
Well, you're a hard man to have an original idea around, Mitch Bloom.
No, I'm sorry. It's just not art. It's math.
Well, you would know.
I mean, people care about art.
Okay.
Well, people understand it.
Uh-huh.
They do. When it's good, they feel it, I guess.
I guess.
Well, there's only a handful of people in the world that could understand the math I was doing before. Even when it was good, which, I don't know, truthfully, it's not even the way we really naturally understand numbers. Infinity.
Wait, what? Infinity's not a real thing?
Well, it's like the realist thing and the unrealist thing. I mean, it's real because nothing exists if infinity doesn't exist. But it's like not real because we're so limited we can't possibly understand it. I mean, when you were born, okay, like All children naturally understand the difference between 1 and 2, maybe 2 and 3, right?
Yeah.
But you show them a picture of 100 jelly beans and a picture of 99, and they say it's the exact same thing, because really, they kind of are. They're just both lots of jelly beans. In the beginning, all we really needed to know is the difference between none, some, and lots. Our best, truest understanding of infinity is just lots of lots and lots. But mathematics has made it so complicated no one can understand any of it.
Well, why don't you give me a shot?
To what?
Be utterly confused by you and your contorted genius?
Like my proof?
Hit me!
Serious?
I'd be happy to go through my Hank Baylor numbers with you line by line.
Okay. Really?
Go!
Okay. So, I was studying prime numbers. The numbers that are only divisible by themselves and 1. Because they're like the building blocks of all numbers. Numbers at an atomic level. The building blocks of all real things. But it's like the universe is keeping a secret with prime numbers because trying to predict when they'll occur is impossible. Right now, the distribution pretty much looks like chance. You with me?
I know what chance is.
Yeah, but how can the universe be ordered if the most important numbers appear randomly? That can't be true. So, hundreds of years ago, this mathematician, Riemann, was asking the same question, and he discovered the line for a function called the Riemann zeta function that extends on a graph straight up into infinity, and it looks like all prime numbers exist relative to that line. The eyes are rolling back in your head, right?
Less self-conscious whining, more crazy prime number line stretching to infinity.
Okay, well, they've done billions of calculations, and no prime number they've found has ever existed unrelated to that line.
Okay, sounds like you found it.
No. What if it's not true for the 800 trillionth prime number? Then the whole theory falls apart. It's got to work forever. We have to stretch to infinity or collapse infinity into a point. That is the nature of a proof.
So what can you do?
Well, the problem was that the Riemann zeta function included imaginary numbers, so it was hard to understand it abstractly. So I thought that if you could somehow translate math theory to real life, to physics, you could prove the theorem for all of infinity. Because if something doesn't apply to infinity...
It doesn't exist?
Not in
the real world.
Right. So, in the real world, it turns out that the zeta function fits almost perfectly within formulas that we use in quantum mechanics. Quantum systems are massive and deeply chaotic, so the only way for us to try to look at these big, crazy systems is to find small order first. These algorithms of clarity called quantum dots that you can connect together to understand. Anyway, so the idea was to create a model for how a quantum system would look if the Riemann hypothesis fit into a quantum dot.
And then you try to make it happen in real life. I mean, I'm sorry, is that right?
Well, in a real-life lab, yeah.
Yeah.
And if the lab results matched our model, it would prove that the Riemann's zeta function predicts prime numbers. When I was really hot, when I was a math star and doing all these cool things, it was because it looked like I found the right quantum dot.
So what happened?
I had it all laid out. I even built a model that worked. I saw in my mind how everything led to the proof. But I missed something, some essential thing, and it fell apart.
That sucks.
So it was just years and years and years of work, looking for a needle in a haystack, building models for it once I found it, and it all went right down the drain.
That's not true.
Okay.
Proving something is true for infinity. I don't know that I've ever met a person who tries to do that. I mean, who does that?
Assholes.
No.
I was an asshole. Everyone told me that I was going to win the Fields Medal, the Clay Millennium Prize. That's $1 million. But then I submitted my paper for review, and one person pointed out a hole, and I rushed to plug it up. Then another person pointed out another hole, and I rushed to plug it up, and then there were holes in my plugs and holes in my holes, and it was like a week of activity, and then it was all over.
You couldn't try again? You'll try again.
I don't think so. One day I woke up in my car. I was broke, alone. I had nothing. I tried to work with some people out at Berkeley, but everything seemed... Well, here I am.
It's not so bad, is it?
Nah.
Well, actually, it is so bad. What are you doing here, Mitch?
This is me now. Wearing a suit, a house, a wife.
Oh.
All the things that you get to have. But then before I knew it, it was all just too many holes in that too, I guess.
You're divorced?
Year and a half now. I don't know. Doesn't seem like I had much of a say in it when we got married, so why should I get to have a say in it when we're not?
You guys have kids?
No. We have a giant lawn that I go mow on weekends when I'm back home. I mow it, then I go back to my condo.
You fertilize?
I found that the big thing was raking.
Ah.
If you let that grass rot on the lawn like those clippings, everything dies underneath.
My dad rakes the grass, too.
I should just get a sit-down mower, right?
I think maybe you should tell your ex-wife to start mowing her own lawn.
But I get to be there for, 5 hours when I push the mower. Whatever. Okay, speaking of artists and mathematicians, there are lots of people who want to be artists. And some of them are really talented, but less than 1% ever get a chance to make their living making art. Same with math, science. That is the same. So what's all the effort worth?
I think it's worth a lot.
Yeah.
I gotta see the top of this tower.
Well, okay. I'm right behind you. What time is it?
I've gotta go. You're very sweet, Mitch Bloom. This was great.
It's 4 in the morning.
Do you mind if I turn the other light on? I can't find my pants.
Sure.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. I'm glad you... Where are you going?
Mitch, I've got to take my I got to take my kids to school.
You have kids?
I should have said something earlier.
Hey, that's okay.
We were just, they just weren't something I wanted to talk about.
I get it. How many kids do you have?
2.
Are they farm kids?
What?
It's 4 in the morning.
No, it's just a huge process, breakfast, school.
Yeah.
Checking their homework.
Well, you can skip that today. Come back to bed.
No, they're crazy about their homework. Shit, do you see my pants over there?
No.
They freak out if they don't have the right answer on every problem. Like they cry if they get one wrong. I know, it's crazy. Usually my husband takes care of everything in the morning, but...
Your husband?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What is this?
Okay, that one I'm not going to take the blame for.
What's that supposed to mean?
See this?
You were not wearing that ring yesterday.
Like hell I wasn't.
Okay.
All right.
Forget it.
Listen,
What the hell is going on here?
going on?
Are you trying to get me kicked off the case?
Kicked off?
Yeah, because if that was your plan, that was really stupid of you.
Hey, I wasn't trying to do anything
This
like
does
that.
nothing to affect my credibility.
I'm
Nothing.
sorry, your credibility?
I can still nail you guys to the wall.
Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening.
Using a personal relationship between the two of us only affects my credibility if I'm easy on you guys.
I can't believe this is happening.
If my valuation of Hank Baylor's life worth comes in the basement, no one will care who I fucked.
Okay.
I think you should leave.
Why are you attacking me?
Why didn't you tell me that you're married?
I didn't think I had to.
I spent half the night talking about my ex-wife. Were you looking in these papers?
No.
Because these aren't even about the Baylor case.
No, I wasn't looking at your papers.
It was so stupid bringing you back here.
It serves me right.
I think you should get out of here.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You're married!
So what?
You're on the other side!
God!
Don't act like you weren't trying to game me.
You act like I had something all planned out.
That's because you did.
No, I didn't.
Then what are you doing here?
Well, imagine you're an actuary in a small town and no one has any idea what you do and someone tells you that the smartest mathematician you are ever going to meet is coming to town. Don't you think you'd want to meet him? Don't you think you'd want to... Well, I guess nothing like that has ever happened to you.
Hey.
Do you see my pants over there?
No, I don't see them.
Oh, fuck. Well, this is great. Well, how am I supposed to just get out then?
Do you want me to check under the bed?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I found him.
Thanks.
I'm sorry I overreacted.
Yeah. Michael and I are separated.
Oh.
Yeah, for what it's worth.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You were mean. Like, gross mean. It was really disappointing.
I'm sorry.
There was no plan.
Okay.
No plan, other than to get you to see that everything you're doing for your company is actually bullshit, but maybe you already know that and you don't care.
Okay.
And to let you know that we're smart. We're not going to back down, and we have a strong case, and we know the games your side is going to play, and we know it's bullshit. And to let you see that a whole community's future is riding on whatever gets decided. Good, smart people, even if we're all fatter than you'd like us to be, and we're not going to back down to save some disgusting airline that killed 88 people because they can't perform standard maintenance when their flight attendants go on strike because they can't negotiate a fair contract. And I'm going to fight you for every inch. And we're going to bring someone smarter than me to fight you if I can't make you see the light.
I got it.
I didn't do this to spy on you. I came over because my husband has a new girlfriend and she's awesome, and I'm jealous and lonely as fuck, and every guy around here has known me since the first grade. Such a cliche, right?
I don't know.
God, there's like 50 towny cows who've been waiting for this to happen. Why did he have to find someone so amazing?
50 cows.
He's beautiful. He's a painter. Michael's beautiful. When he got out of school, we thought about moving to New York. But we came back home because I was pregnant and his father was sick. A little bit became a little longer became... What now? Michael stopped painting, and one day I told him he should just get a job because he was becoming a dilettante. I heard that word in a play once, and I was like, ha! That's what you are.
Uh-oh.
Well, he never got mad. He just stopped painting and did the laundry really well every day, like folded everything perfect like you see in The Gap. I found out he's painting again. And he's got this new girlfriend, and she's like an assistant at a fancy gallery in Milwaukee, and she's Korean and, like, gorgeous.
You were gorgeous.
I look like a mama kangaroo with the lights on. God, when I saw Michael struggling, I used to think that maybe I was lucky to never have any dreams. Any real dreams. Just, get married, become a mother. Packers win the Super Bowl like 6 times in my life. Or 5. But when he finally gave up...
I'm sorry.
I saw some of the new things he's doing. New paintings.
Okay.
They suck, Mitch. They totally suck. And he's so proud of them. Everything's about the half heart now. What about the full throat? You know what I mean?
I do.
I know you do. I see that. Mitch, I do want you to just come up a little higher than normal on your Hank Baylor numbers. Just a little higher.
There it is.
It's billions of dollars. Every little bit makes a big difference.
Huge difference, Ida.
This town is almost back on its feet. If Del Martin goes into production for those solar panels, you're gonna see.
It's not that easy.
Maybe it is.
The numbers say what they say.
No, they don't. Are you really so arrogant that you can't acknowledge that regardless of how brilliant you are, what you see, what any of us sees when we look into chaos is what we want to see, what we need to see? You said it yourself. We trick ourselves to see order in an orderless world.
Hey, Mitch.
Shit. It's Ivan.
Mitch, to top.
You gotta hide.
Mitch.
Can you hide in the bathroom? Can you, lie down in the tub? God.
Join our team.
What?
Be on our team. We can't pay you as much, but you guys are gonna lose.
Okay, fine.
I wasn't wrong. Hank Baylor's birth certificate is wrong.
Mishka, это Иван. Я собираюсь в отпуск.
His mother immigrated with him from Germany. Single mother, couldn't afford daycare, enrolled him in kindergarten when he was only 3. I have his original German birth certificate. Heiko Bergler, born in Cologne. He's 2 years younger.
2 years younger?
That's right. That can't be fudged. And those 2 years are going to put him on...
Page 43 on the future earning table. Ida!
I'm sorry. That was the plan. Have you come here, see my mistake, and, pounce.
Pounce?
Yeah. Get you to agree with our numbers, and then when you tried to use what you thought was an accounting mistake against us, we...
Pounce.
Shut up.
Like,
I never thought you wouldn't try to use it.
Well, meow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you didn't have me come out here so you could meet the smartest mathematician you were ever going to meet.
Mitch, I just never thought it was possible.
Oh,
Hi.
I was a little worried. I had the key.
Did you pick up the Nintendo Wii?
Girls loved it. Hey, Ida.
We've been,
Yeah.
Why are you up at 4 in the morning?
Have you looked at your phone? The after-hours trading is going crazy. London's going crazy. Everyone's going crazy.
Oh, my God.
The case is over. Hank Baylor made a bad investment before he died, a really bad investment. He was using a lot of offshore accounts, Caymans, Switzerland.
Oh, my God.
He bet against this penny stock. He shorted it, and it just went through the roof. He bought it at $4.23, and now it's
125. 8 million shares at 125.
He bankrupted everyone. His life's worth practically nothing.
My name is Mitch Bloom. I am a forensics economist, and I've been commissioned by Sunjets and Allied Insurance to provide an expert opinion about the life valuation in the wrongful death of Henry Hansel Baylor.
My name is Ida Watkins. I'm a forensics economist working
I have
for
a doctorate
Lansingville Savings
in
and Loan.
mathematics. No qualifier, just mathematics.
I'm trained as an actuary.
Right. Well, my job is to create predictive models for the monetized value of
This
a
is
person's
my first
life.
life valuation case.
Testing is ongoing, but our models are predicted within half a standard deviation for approximately 88% of the
I'd say
subjects.
that Mr. Bloom's model is invalid.
For subjects at Mr. Baylor's age, our predictive success rises to 98%.
We know intuitively that it's invalid and not nearly accurate enough, but we're trying to impose it, and it has real consequences.
Well, in the case of Mr. Baylor, we have one of the wealthiest people in the history of the world who catastrophically diminished the value of his own life.
I say this because this is not the way we intuitively understand numbers.
Yes. Catastrophically.
Intuitively, we are born with what is called a logarithmic understanding of numbers, and that can be described as an understanding of vastness. I'm a mother of 2 girls, 6 and 3. Thank you. So if you show my 3-year-old a penny, and then you show her 2 pennies, she will intuitively know that there is a difference there. 2 is twice 1.
He bankrupted himself by borrowing 8 million shares of a stock called Express Ion from various traders. He paid them a fee up front for the use of the shares, and then he promised them that he would return the 8 million shares on an agreed-upon date. He then sold those shares immediately on the open market. At this point, Express Ion was trading at about $4 a share, so he put $32 million in his pocket immediately.
But if you show my 3-year-old a pile of 100 pennies and then 101 pennies, she will tell you that there are the same number of pennies in both piles because she can't count yet. She can't enumerate. To her, it's enough. They are simply piles of equal vastness.
This was perfectly legal. It's an investing tactic called short selling. It's done all the time. Just like people make money by predicting that the price of a stock will go up, short selling is a way to make money by predicting correctly that the price of a stock will go down. If, for example, the price of Express Ion were to drop from $4 to $1, Mr. Baylor would have then paid $8 million for 8 million shares, and his profit would have been the difference between the original $32 million he pocketed and the $8 million he paid when it came time to make those traders whole. So, $24 million, but that's not what happened.
Think for a moment. Do you really understand the difference between $1 billion and $2 billion? Or is it all just vastness?
What happened was that the price of Express Ion went up. Theoretically speaking, the price of a stock can rise to infinity. Your losses can be infinite. Right now, a share of Express Ion is $135, and his estate is on the hook for $1,080,000,000.
Mr. Bloom would, of course, like to reduce things so that it can appear that lives can be differentiated, qualified, and quantified. But we all know that at some point, a life must also be understood as a great vastness.
I mean, the argument is a little inane. We put people on the moon because numbers are real and applicable.
No one is arguing that math can't be applied. The argument is that the way it is being applied here is so inaccurate that we'd never get to the moon. The reason why short selling is so controversial and regulated is because wealthy, powerful interests can force the value of a stock down to manipulate the market. It's overly facile to, in a different
Mr. Baylor
potential,
in a different
enumerate
potential
vastness.
income category.
The penny trick doesn't work on my 6-year-old.
Based on his medical records,
She's learned in school
there is
about
no
the
chance
mental
Mr.
trick
Baylor,
we call mathematics.
despite
So
his
she
past
started counting.
success,
1,
would have been
2,
able to make that money
3,
back.
4. But she's had
There
to
is
leave
no
behind
precedence,
an essential
no
understanding
modeling.
of how things are really
With what
ordered.
capital?
She's lost
With
great
what reputation?
vastness.
With what trust?
And at what cost?
Look, there's a lot of noise out there in chaos.
Something can be enumerated and vast at the same time. Things can be defined by numbers because that's how we can understand them, but they have dimensions and truths that are beyond our comprehension, and that's what we strive to grasp as we expand. That's hard, but that's what's accurate. That's a man's life. As such, it demands more rigor.
It takes an expert to see through the noise. Miss Watkins? No. I do not have faith in her estimation. I do not have faith in her expertise. Well, I would say to her that this may not be a perfect way to judge a person's life, but yes, I believe that this is the most effective method for the world that we live in. It's all we've got. How would I determine my own life worth? Someone more unbiased should probably weigh in, don't you think?
This is LA TheatreWorks' production of Life on Paper by Kenneth Lin, directed by Rosalind Ayres. Our story continues in Hour 2. I'm Susan Loewenberg, producing director of LA TheatreWorks.
This play is part of LA TheatreWorks' Relativity Series of science-themed plays. Lead funding for the Relativity Series is provided by the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, bridging science and the arts in the modern world.